All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Denmark. Welcome to Copenhagen. Welcome to ISMM this year. My name is Jay Lee. I'm a professor of computer science in Seoul National University. So let's start. Okay. I can actually start this session with perhaps the most important information of the day, which is about the meal schedule. So the lunch will be offered in the Fellini restaurant, which is on this place on the first floor of this hotel. If you had breakfast, that's the place where you actually had the breakfast. So please make sure you had your lunch, starting at 12:20. And then welcome reception dinner is also scheduled today, starting like at 6 p.m. today. So please come join us. By the way, this part of the introduction is supposed to be given by the Michael Bond, who is the general chair of the conference, but he actually has a little bit of trouble in traveling, so I'm going to present this part. I want to give a big thank you to all of these ISMM steering committee members and PLDI organizers who made this happen. By the way, if there's anyone, I see Steve here, and then anyone else who in the steering committee, please raise your hand. Also PLDI organizers like Jishan, I see Jishan, and please raise your hands. So let's give them a big applause for thanking their services to make this happen, all these events. And also I want to thank the chairs and the PC members. As I said, Mike Bond, he was the general chair of the conference, and then program co-chairs myself and Hannes Peyer from Google. And we also have very stellar group of PC members from with various different expertise. So I would really thank all these PC members for their hard work to selecting the best work submitted this year. Proceedings. Probably you may wonder how you can access the conference proceedings, and the proceeding itself is already uploaded in ACM digital library, so you can directly access from there. You can just do Google search ISMM24, then probably you should be able to find it. Or there are two options. You can also access this proceedings. So option one is if you go to the program page, there is these DOI links on each item, each a paper. So you can actually click it. That actually directly goes to the ACM digital library entry for particular paper. And also if you prefer, go to the top page of the proceeding. We also put this ISMM24 proceedings link on our a landing page. So just go to the ISMM2024 conference webpage. Then you should be able to find either the links to the top level proceedings or the links to the individual papers. Okay, from here I think I will. Take over.
Thank you. Also, welcome from my side. Thank you again to everybody who contributed to ISMM, to all the attendees. Without you, ISMM wouldn't happen. For the call for papers, we basically started this already a couple of years back. We continued expanding the scope of ISMM and encouraged more submissions from other fields that are very related, in particular computer architecture and operating systems. We made sure that the submission deadline was not just only aligned with the notification of PLDI, but also ASPLOS and ISTA this year. You can read the call for papers in detail. You'll find it on our webpage if you haven't done that already, which is quite diverse at this point and pretty broad. In the call for papers, we asked for regular paper submissions, but what started last year, we continued also this year. We asked for intellectual abstracts, practitioner reports, and surveys. And we had 17 program committee members, and somehow back then got 17 submissions, which was great. So we ended up giving every reviewer 4 papers to reviews. Out of these 17 submissions, we had 12 full papers, 3 intellectual abstracts, and 2 practitioner reports. We used the standard SIGBA and double-blind reviewing process. As said, each paper got 4 reviews. Authors had the opportunity to engage in a rebuttal, and then there was no program committee meeting. We did that fully asynchronously and wanted for each paper basically an anonymous decision for accept or reject. In the end, 8 full papers and 3 intellectual abstracts made it to the program. The program will look like that. We will kick it off. Oh, we lost the screen. And now we're back. The program will look like that. Like we kick it off with a keynote of Andreas Rosberg talking about the WASM's evolution model of store. And then we have a coffee break followed by 2 sessions. There will be lunch break. And then we have the second keynote by Dr. Oitiol Lim, enabling the AI revolution, next generation memory solutions for AI computing systems, followed by another session, a shorter coffee break then, like it's a bit shorter than the traditional one, the original planned one, but we had a bit, our session was a bit too long to squeeze in. Then we end with another regular paper session in the end. Brief announcement in the end. ISMM next year will be again co-located with PLDI. It's going to be in Seoul, Korea. And we already have a general chair, Martin Mas from Google, accepted this position a couple of weeks back. Cool. And now let's move over to the program. It's my great honor to introduce our first keynote speaker, Andreas Rosberg. Andreas received his PhD from Southern University, was at Max Planck as a postdoc after that, then moved to industry at Google, where he was one of the designers of the WebAssembly language. He moved to Dfinity afterwards and is now an independent researcher, still deeply involved in the WebAssembly specification process and is champion of various proposals there. His research interests are pretty broad in the field of programming languages. But to quote him, ranging from foundational theory over design to implementation, as long as they are not ugly. So please, Andreas, come up. We're looking forward to hear your keynote.